Hi, I'm Pastor Mark Frith, LCEF Vice President, Ministry Support with another ministry moment. Now, whether you're a pastor, a DCE, chair of a congregation, or an elder and serve on a ministry board, we all know that being a leader of people in a congregation is not necessarily easy. In my years as a parish pastor, I remember that it often seemed like it took so long to get a project accomplished. Of course, in parish ministry, most of our leadership roles are filled by people volunteering their time. And volunteer boards and task force, when they typically meet just once a month, it's hard to build inertia when you meet so seldom. I remember on a retreat years ago, I picked up a book. It was on the topic of congregational leadership. And the author made the point that the average church council is able to accomplish one major decision per year. Can you believe that? I'm sure you can, because for most congregations and for most of us, it's true. Now, there's a lot of ways we could tackle that lethargy of congregational accomplishment. One way is simply to dictate, where one person mandates what everyone else does. It's efficient and it's quick. The problem with it, it only works for very few people, and that person is probably not you. I want you to consider instead coaching your leaders. This applies to you if you're a pastor, a DC, a school principal, chairman of the congregation, chair of the board of elders, you lead the LWML, the Sunday school, whatever leadership group it may be. If you're one of these leaders, consider the analogy of being a sidelines coach. You don't play the game when you're a coach, do you? You coach your players, your people, or your other on-field leaders. Consider staying then off the ministry playing field, and if you do, you probably will actually see some things differently than if you were in the thick of things. So consider coaching your people as they work the ministry. Now, one of my pastoral mentors, a senior pastor, never taught Bible class on Sunday morning, but instead prompted his elders and his lay teachers to do the teaching on Sunday morning. When asked why he did that, he said, "Well, I want to see just how well I'm doing, how well my teaching is helping my people." Now, would you find that risky if you're a pastor in your parish, worried about the truth and compromising the scriptures in some way? Maybe you would miss teaching too much to let someone else do it. Maybe even feeling that nobody could actually do it as well as you. There's truth in all of that. I realize that. Now, that analogy, like most analogies, they break down if we push them too far. And I'm not suggesting that all pastors give up teaching their congregational members on Sundays. You do you. But the practicality of this concept, I think, is worthwhile. Coach your people as you lead them in your various ministry groups. So consider the following if you're one of the leaders of leaders in your congregation. Number one, define the roles of the people in your group. 2, set a goal for them to accomplish and then align their roles and some things that are worth doing. Ask your leaders to set a date and time of which she or he will accomplish that goal. Help them to determine resources needed and agree to it. Let them know what the boundaries are. Let them know that you will encourage them and you're willing to help them if they ask you. Let them get the job done. Praise them and evaluate the work with them. Ask them what they've learned in the process. Repeat it all over again. It's as simple as that. Well, maybe not quite as simple as that, but that's about what it is. If your leaders do not do a very good job the first time you do it or the second time, talk them through it. Ask them what went wrong. Ask them what they might do differently. Encourage them. And if you can help it at all, don't do it for them. Work the process. So leaders of congregations, I encourage you to come together on this, plan to give this some time and to work. Hey, if you need some help, talk to the members of your district staff. Likely they can provide additional coaching resources for you to help you launch and work this opportunity. In our ministry clarity work, specifically in ministry planning, we help individual ministry leaders develop these kinds of skills in our processes. It pays off in dividends because your leaders end up with more time personally, and your congregation gets more done, and more of your people actually get involved in meaningful ways. Now, if you think we can help, contact your local district LCEF Vice President And if you want, reach out to us directly because we all work together as a team along with your local district. I'm Pastor Mark Frith, Vice President, Ministry Support for LCEF. God bless your day.